3, 2, 1. Welcome to 2.5D on Air, a monthly podcast dedicated to Japan's newest theater sensation. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jin. We're two theater lovers who are slightly obsessed with actors in occasionally terrifying contact lenses who bring 2D characters to life.
So first off, thank you so much for your support for our first episode. The topic was how we debuted as 2.5D fans, and we asked people to participate as well and answer the questions.
The same questions as us.
Yes, so thank you so much for answering. We were really excited to read all of your replies.
Yes.
Go ahead, Jin.
So some things I noticed from the replies is that a lot of people told us they started getting into 2.5Ds because of Tenmu first season. So I was like, okay, that's kind of funny because we were like, I don't know, I couldn't get into first season. I was like, oops, sorry guys. No, we still love it.
Now we love it, yeah.
And also something else was that a lot of people are really into the Tsukyuta stage plays right now.
Yes.
And it's probably something we're going to look into.
Yeah, I think we'll have a whole episode that's please teach us what Tsuki is.
Yes. So we don't have much to say about it yet other than
the actors.
Yeah, general news about the actors and stuff, but we're probably gonna have an old podcast about it.
Yeah, definitely.
I have one more thing
go ahead.
that I noticed. I think it's not in your notes. So I noticed that a lot of people, the fourth question was what would drive you to go as far as going to Japan or another country just to see the boys? And I noticed that a lot of people actually replied that they already went to see them. Most people I think saw them in real life already. So I was like, wow, that really proves how crazy this fandom is. It's not just us.
Definitely. So one of the replies I really liked was at Shelia526, who said their first musical was the Hetalia musical.
Oh my god.
Which is really unique. I mean, we did see the first one a few years ago, but I feel not that many people know it. So it was really exciting to know that for someone, that's what they got into. And I just remember, over 10 years ago we were into Italia, so it's so nice to see how things change yet stay the same always. And I also like how at closed eye at Twitter said that the reason she got crazy about 2.5D was because of Seigaku 7th Cast, which was my answer as well.
Same.
So thanks. So that was it. So now we're gonna go forth with our second episode. Yay! So for our social network highlights, go ahead, Jin. What was yours?
Yes. Mine is more like a fandom, an event that shook the entire fandom this week, or more like last week, I guess. It was the curry advertising that came out. So it's a video CM, I guess, for the curry brand that features Kuroba Mario and Sakiyama Tsubasa, who are pretty much the two main leads in Touken Ranbu musical. So already to start with, it's two big names, and the video's really silly, and everyone really got into it, and the actors were tweeting about it. Everyone was making memes about it. And then they released making of and everything. So I think that was the funniest thing to follow on social networks this week.
We'll put it in the link. So it's a commercial for the Nissin food company. Yeah,
I guess they fight with food. Yes. No, it's peppers and chopsticks.
Yeah, exactly, the big weapons. And they're supposed to be fairies who watch over you while you're doing your groceries.
It was so funny.
It really was. So for mine for this month, last month was a dramatic reading of some stupid tweets by Haru-chan, but this time it's actually something very emotional. Honestly, when it happened, I actually teared up. So what happened is that, so a theater fan, they were posting on Twitter their story about how they're disabled. So when they go to the theater, let's just say that in Japan, things aren't as adapted as they would be, or even here, there's still so many issues regarding how adapted places are not. So she was saying, I love theater, but, when I go, I have to pay for a ticket for my aide as well. So, they have their ticket, and then the person who's there to help them, they need a ticket as well. So, all that. So, they were bringing attention to that fact. And then, actually, she's a really big fan of Shirota Yu. And Shirota Yu actually got wind of the tweet. Like, we don't know how, because she didn't like send it to him or anything. She was just like telling people about like her issues. So Shirota Yu actually shared her message, her story, and he was really saying like everyone deserves to enjoy entertainment equally.
Yeah.
And as actors, as staff, we need like to combine our voices so the world can transform for the better. So he shared that story. He said that. And 2 days later, the musical that he's currently in, the Pipin musical adaptation, Japanese adaptation, they actually announced, so from now on, the aids for disabled people are allowed into the theater without the ticket.
Oh my god.
So it was like...
That's like really amazing.
Yeah, so like this actor, he noticed a person was having issues regarding a disability, and he actually talked to the theater staff about it, and they actually made the change. And I'm like, that's really amazing. Like, as he said, if more actors do this stuff, like trying to change things, it can only go for the better. So I was really, really touched by that story.
That's a really cute story.
It is, right? Because like that girl, she's like a fan of him, and she wanted to go see that musical and all that. It's really, really touching. It's amazing. And Shirota Yu's like really famous. Like, our boys are like a joke compared to...
He's like really cute about interacting with like his fans in like every language.
Yeah, he's like still really down to earth.
Mr. Worldwide.
Exactly. Okay, so let's jump into what's happening.
Yes. So the one upcoming thing that really caught our eye is the new Hairspray musical.
Yes.
It's I think, if I'm not wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, they did like Hairspray with the like English cast before in Japan, but this is the first time they do like actually Hairspray translated. I think
so, a Japanese adaptation.
Yeah, exactly.
First time. Yep.
And it's gonna be in June 2020, so they don't have like any dates, any locations yet. It's just like it's gonna happen. And the cast is Watanabe Naomi as Tracy, so it's gonna be really good.
So cute.
There's also Crystal K and Mirayoki. It's really funny to say these two like one after the other. Irama Soichi, Shimizu Kurumi, Tamura Meimi, Ueguchi Kohei, Ishikawa Zen, Senna-jun, who's a Takasuka. I recognize that name. Yamaguchi Yuichiro, and that's it for now.
So we were like really excited because when the announcement came out, we were like, oh shit, Hairspray, we love Hairspray. And we like both rewatched it recently.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it would be nice if someone we liked playing Zac Efron.
Theorizing who was going to be Link.
We never would have thought Miura Hiroki.
But it makes sense.
It does make sense. It really does. But it's so amazing because he's 20 years old.
I know, and he's gonna act with like Naomi.
It's crazy. It's
She's
really
gonna be
amazing.
his girlfriend.
Right? So happy and proud for him. Like,
yes.
Oh god. Like last episode we're like, yeah, Mario and Tatsunari are only 25 and doing grand musicals, and Miura is like, hey, here I am, 20 years old. Here he is. Oh, so it's really, really exciting.
And like a lot of people, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how in Japanese they tackle like the race issues.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like really a big theme in Hairspray.
But they're really making an effort to like have actually diverse casts. So it's really amazing to see and very exciting. Yes. As for what's coming up very soon for the month of May, there's the musical for Moriarty the Patriot. So it's a musical adaptation of the manga of the same name. The musical is made by Marv, who also did Toste and Anste and all kinds of popular things. The story is apparently based on Sherlock Holmes, but told from the criminal mastermind Moriarty's point of view. So the main character is like supposed to be like an anti-hero, antagonistic person. So it seems pretty interesting.
Sherlock's gonna be the bad guy.
I guess, kinda. I bet it's gonna be kind of gay. I can feel it in my heart.
Just the plot sounds kind of...
It does.
Wait, I'm gonna move the mic away just a bit.
Sure,
because I can see it's clipping it just a bit.
So the musical for Moriarty the Patriot will run from May 10th to May 26th, and they'll be in both Tokyo and Osaka. The cast, very interesting, listen up. So Suzuki Shogo as the main character, Irano Ryo as Sherlock, and then there's Kubota Hidetoshi, Yamamoto Ike, Izawa Yuki, Akazawa Yotaro, and Kamakari Kenta, aka Ken Ken. There's like a bunch of...
God, that's like my dream cast like 5 years ago.
Yes, it's an amazing cast, and it's so funny because like, you know, there's all these people we call by their nicknames usually. So it's like, what's Kubohide's full name? What's Ken Ken's full name? Okay, now I get it.
Like, that's why Yuki is always his first name, because there's way too many Yukis in this world.
It's fine. He's still Yuki, even if there's like, it depends on the contest. Yuki's Yuki. But yeah, so it's like really exciting to see such a like really amazing cast.
Yeah,
They're all like
just for that, I'm excited to see
exactly.
it.
I'm like, I have no idea what this is. I had to like Google what this stage play was about, but I mean, look at that cast. We're interested.
Yes, oh my god.
Yeah, so it's starting in a few days.
Yay, and something that's ongoing, that's actually, as we're recording this, it's ending, well, in
like today they had a show in
Yeah, it's like the last show outside of Japan. It's the Kashu Kiyomitsu solo performance tour in, well, Asia tour. So they already did 2 different Kashu solo shows, and this one is going to Shanghai, was in April last week, so 20 and 21. Bangkok was April 24th, and Macau was today, so April 28th. And then they're going back to Japan to have one show in Chiba on May 7th. Yeah, if you don't know, it's like well, part of the touken ranbu musical. Kashu Kiyomitsu is like pretty much the main character, I guess, of the
poster boy.
Yeah, the poster boy. That's a better way to put it. And Sato Ryuji, his actor, is like getting really popular because of it, and like his singing is amazing too. So it's like really a good show, and I hope some of you got to see it in real life.
Yeah, because it's really amazing that they've been like going outside of the country so
I'm
much.
always like, wow,
that
so could be us next.
Yes, one day he's approaching. So for the thing we wanted to review this week, we're gonna talk about Nenai no Osanai Sankyodai, aka Osanai Brothers.
Yes.
I just really wanted to say the title.
We've been saying it all day.
So the cast is only Kuroba Mario Torigo Torigoe Yuki and Mashima Shuto. So this is a really interesting thing because it's actually a web series. Mm-hmm. It's entirely on YouTube officially. So it's a bunch of shorts featuring 2.5D actors, and it's all original scripts, but you know, the actors, you've probably heard of them.
Yes.
So it's directly on YouTube, and we're gonna have the official channel linked to our references, so you can watch it like right now. The first episode was uploaded on January 26th, and while it recently ended, a side story featuring Mario's character, along with Takahashi Kensuke and Akazawa Tomoru, began on April 27th. We watched the first episode like an hour ago. It was so funny. But yeah, so what did you think of it?
I actually really liked it, because like it's really silly and cute, and like I guess you can kind of tell the actors really had fun doing it. And yeah, since it's short, it's really something that's easy to watch when you have like 5 minutes to kill, or like you want to watch something, or you don't have time to get into like a 3 hours musical. So you just turn it out. Like we watched it while eating often and stuff like that. And yeah, it's short, it's easy to watch, it's available to everyone. There's no like region lock or anything because it's on YouTube. And since it's like an episodic format, you can just like drop it off after one episode and then like keep going 2 weeks later, and you won't need to remember what happened.
Exactly. Also, it really is like so much fun, and they picked a really good cast for it. Like Tori is always like so amazing.
Yeah, they're like all good at ad-libs, I feel.
Yeah, they are. And then Mario is just like, I mean, I feel like recently Mario has had a lot of serious roles.
Yes.
Or like, but now he's just like, he's missing something in his brain, I think, as is this character. It's really, really funny.
That's just Mario himself.
Okay, it is.
He's just like sleeping all the time and being kind of weird.
Very true. That's actually just him. But I just think it's really amazing, the concept of it just being on YouTube for everyone to watch. I think it's really great. And as you said, you can just watch it anytime. And despite that, clearly the cast has so much fun doing it, because they also have like those spin-off episodes and ad-libs. And then we just watched the making of where like Mashima Shuto actually like starts crying at the end, and I'm like, you guys film for 2 days, but honestly I would be the same if I just acted with Mario. So
like, oh my god, I'm not gonna see him again tomorrow.
Same. But yeah, so Osanai Brothers is really, really amazing.
Giving it a try. It's just like, just watch one episode and see if you like it.
And I mean, it's so like silly and absurd that I feel like even if you don't understand everything they're saying, it's still gonna be really, really fun to watch. It's just fun, and it's great to see their acting. So yeah, the link is gonna be in our references. So that was it for our typical things. And now we're going to move on to our main topic. Something we wanted to do pretty early into the podcast, because it's kind of like we're obviously going to be talking about these kinds of things in the future. So we really wanted to talk right now about thriving as an OVERSEA 2.5D fan. Yay!
Yay!
So yeah, because there's like obviously no hiding that this fandom, the 2.5D fandom, is a really difficult fandom to indulge in outside of Japan. But thankfully, I feel like since we've been here for a few years, like we've seen like it's become much more accessible.
Yeah, it has.
Exactly. Like we just said that like Satoru Yuji is currently doing concerts in Thailand and like Macau. Like you already see such a change, and obviously it's gonna continue evolving in that direction of being more open to the rest of the world. If we
show them that we want it outside.
Exactly. If we're interested and ready to support them. Okay, so go ahead.
Yes. My first topic is gonna be about shopping for either DVDs or goods or things like that. So first of all, an easy resource that you probably all thought of is Amazon Japan. You don't need any proxies to order anything, and usually the shipping for DVDs and stuff is like really fast. Usually we get it like the next day or something when it comes out.
Exactly. Like if the DVD is coming out on the 27th, it's gonna be at your house at the 28th.
Yeah, and like the shipping isn't that expensive, so I think that's like if the DVD you want is on Amazon, that'd be like my first recommendation.
Exactly.
And there's also Animate that has Animate Japan. It has a 2.5D section, so you can go directly into it and watch like they have both DVDs, but they also have some of the goods and pamphlet and stuff, and they're all at, well, those I've seen at least, they're all at the original price, so there's no like resale price that can get really, really high with certain actors.
Yeah. Maybe to like specify that they just opened the international store, so once again it's no proxies.
Yeah, so no proxies either, and there's international shipping on most of the items.
Yeah, exactly, because Animate is like the big store, so it's really interesting that they're allowing us overseas fans to also
that's how we bought the Tenmu DVDs, right?
Yes, exactly.
Ooh.
Yeah. And they have the pre-order bonuses as well, which is really nice.
That's true. Otherwise, we have some things we did a lot when we started is like Bayi and other similar auction sites. It can get like pretty pricey if you're looking for things, but honestly that's the same in Japan, to be honest. Like if you're looking for a specific actor or character that's really popular, it's gonna be like really expensive secondhand. So if you have like a good amount of money to spend and you don't mind spending a lot on your fave, I think looking out for auctions like that can be pretty useful. And likewise, you can just like keep an eye out on social media in general and see like what fellow fans are selling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's like pretty much how I keep up nowadays, just like watch what people are selling on social media. And we also have friends who have proxy services, so they'll go to like the shows and offer to buy some of the goods for you and then send them to you. One of our friends who offers a service like that, she has on her WordPress, it's Josie Sells at WordPress.com. We'll put her in the description, of course. So yeah, you can, if she's going to one of the shows you want the good for, she'll grab them for you.
Yeah, very nice people
yes,
helping us
thank
get
you
things.
So much.
Yes. But then again, we do understand that sometimes it can be really hard to afford those DVDs, because let's be real, it's like $100. So it's quite a thing. So we definitely understand that not everyone can afford that. But thankfully, there's actually a lot of other legal options to watch things and really support the company nonetheless without paying $100. So our first example is that there's a DMM. So DMM is an internet giant with video on demand services. If you know Touken Ranbu, you have probably heard of DMM.
Yes.
So that's them. So they actually, DMM, their video site, has an entire section dedicated to 2.5D theater, which we will link in our references. So basically on their website, you can rent DVD quality recordings of various popular shows. I checked recently, and for example, everything Touken Ranbu, so the stage play and a musical is right on there. Also things like musical Kuroshitsuji. Also, like, I wrote virtually every sports related stage, because they have like Yowapeda, they have tennis, they have baseball, they have dansui, like they have like everything that's like sports. Basically, I mean, there's so many sports, they might have some missing, but most sports, I mean, they have like cheer danshi, so I think most things are there. So basically the prices, they're gonna range between 900 yen and 3,200 yen. It really depends on the stage. Because obviously some stages are like an hour and a half and others are like 3 hours and a half. So obviously they're going to be pricier. And it also depends on if you just want to stream it online.
Yeah, like the package deal.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of options. Like, there's also live streams, but I'll get to there in a second. But like you can choose basically, okay, am I like watching Netflix? And like if my internet crashes, I loses it. Or like you can actually download the thing and you can keep it for a certain period, depending on what the production is. Like I check, for example, if it's something that just came out, usually it's only going to be for 7 days. You can keep your rental. But like if you rent like Tsuamono, a musical token on Blue, like the older shows, you can keep it for a year apparently.
What?
And like, okay. What? Okay, I mean, I like having the DVD anyways because I have a physical copy, but that's a very good deal.
Yeah, that's a very long time.
Exactly. And also on DMM, the most amazing thing ever. We kind of mentioned it in our first episode when we talked about watching musical Tokenanbu Mihotose. So they actually have live streams on DMMs. And not just for Tokenanbu, but also we did it for Yugeki.
Yes.
Stage play Yugeki, we watched it live. I'm pretty sure they had it for the Hakuoki musical recently.
Yeah, it's usually DMM, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So basically what it means is in advance you can you buy a ticket as if you were going to see the show, except it's like between, let's say, 1,100 or 3,100. So it's still much more affordable than, once again, a DVD or going to see the show live.
Especially if you're not in Japan.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because now you can be like in Canada on your couch at 5 a.m. watching on TV Mihotose live. It's right there at the same time as everyone is watching it at the theater. So it's a really, really great option. It's really amazing. So we really highly recommend that. Like when you can't afford the DVD or you're like really excited to see the thing.
Yeah, before it comes out even
Exactly.
on DVD.
Yeah, so you can do that. And the prices, as we said, is really affordable. Then there's also the streaming websites such as Netflix and Hulu, which are things we know and we probably have an account, no matter the country we're in. So basically that works by region. So let's say I have my Canadian account that I use like here. When I go to Japan, I just log into Netflix on my phone, the same app, and it's gonna change like the library basically. So it's still like you're paying with your international credit card. Everything is like normal, but depending on your region, it's going to change what you can watch. So for example, the Ayame-kun movie, which was on Netflix, and the Way to Kawaii drama on Hulu, both have Kuroba Mario inside them.
Inside them?
Acting in them. I'm like sweaty right now. So I could have bought the DVD for the Ayame-kun movie, but I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it. So I was like, I'm gonna wait until I'm in Japan, and then if you're watching on Netflix and Hulu, it's entirely like okay, you're still like contributing to the success.
It's legal and free, like not free because you pay for your subscription, but it's like way less expensive.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's still like entirely okay to do. So yeah, so I got to watch it. So basically, and you're still like just paying with your account that you have here, nonetheless. So no need to like spend crazy amounts of money, and you're still supporting the production. And then there's also a bunch of free video services. For example, on Ameba TV, on Gyao, which is part of Yahoo, and even YouTube, as we mentioned earlier, there's a lot of web series and live streams. For example, a Suzuki Hiroki's 2.5D thing, or Mario's new variety shows. So those are all like on free video streaming sites. And then there's even more simple than that. Instagram, what's it? Periscope, Line Live, Nico Nico, a bunch of actors.
Live streaming.
Exactly. They do a lot of lives. Things which are on like Nico Nico and Line Live are usually announced in advance, so you can really get ready to watch it.
It's more professional than just like popping your Instagram open and deciding like, yeah, I'm gonna talk to my fans.
Do you mean Imaru and Haru-chan?
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like these things are on Instagram, but
okay,
it's
on Periscope.
Yeah.
And he does a bunch of... He's like arguing with his manager while live streaming. Okay, yeah, so it depends on the actor and their kind of personality. We love all of them.
Yes.
No matter if they're organized or really chaotic, we love them. So basically, duels are always going to be free. On Nico Nico, sometimes there's like a portion where you have to pay premium. But I mean, when we're watching like Mario's lives, it's like still an hour
like
of free
and then
content.
like 30 minutes of extras if you pay.
And maybe even less, I think. So really, like, the big
probably.
thing is for free. So it's really useful. And like, once again, Nico Nico, you can just watch on your phone for free while you're in your living room in Canada or like in Europe or no matter where you are, you can watch it. So that's really amazing. So there's a lot of chances to watch actor things while legally, while paying not that much money. If you can't afford the DVDs, there's always going to be an alternative where you can support your actor anyways. Okay.
So the next thing is actually subtitled musical DVDs, like official subtitles. So for example, I think the biggest example would be the original Touken Ranbu Atsukashi Ame Iben that got official English subs, and you can buy them pretty much anywhere too. It ships anywhere. And I also remember the Biohazard stage play had something similar because, like, I guess Resident Evil is a really big thing here, so it makes sense that they'd release it to a wider audience. And yeah, I think when they do things like that, it's good to buy them if you can.
Exactly.
Just like show that there's a market for those things,
and then they're gonna sub more things.
Yes.
So how about like attending events? Like we mentioned earlier, Kashu Solo Live outside of Japan.
Yes.
Please tell us.
Yes, because I actually had such an experience. Like I mentioned in the previous episode, I went to the Touken Ranbu show that was in Paris. Not last year, this summer.
It was last year.
Yeah, I guess it was last year. And that was... The ticket price were, I guess, about the same that they'd be in Japan. And the show was exactly the same. So it's like, it's really amazing. You get to watch something closer to home that's exactly the same thing for the same price, except for me, because obviously I'm not from France, so I had to go. But it's still a lot cheaper for me than going to Japan. So, like we said, there was the Kashu tour. And even if it's not... the Touken Ranbu cast for that show also were both years at the Japan Expo in Paris. So at those shows they didn't perform like the entire musicals, but I think this year was just like a talk show, and last year was actually they had a few songs. They did the same thing with Sailor Moon the year before or something like that. So it's not a full show, but it's obviously a lot cheaper because you can just go to the con. Obviously Japan Expo is a little pricier because it's a big con, but yeah, it's still an easy way to meet them if you're from those areas. I think, was it Anime Expo that had a B project?
No, it was like some weird thing in Texas or something.
But yeah, so it's starting to get to American cons maybe. And also, even if not actual like entire shows or showcases, we've actually had in Montreal a few live viewings, and like the Sailor Moon, I think it was the most recent one. We had like not just a streaming of the DVD. It was really fun because like a lot of people came in cosplay and everything, even like people who didn't necessarily like, they weren't into 2.5Ds, but they still like Sailor Moon, so they got to see it and get exposed to it.
And it was organized by Nelke, so we have to specify. It wasn't just like someone
it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna rent a cinema room and...
No, it really was Nelke renting a bunch of places in North America so you could go watch.
Yes, and similarly there was Sailor Moon in New York really recently.
Yes.
So obviously there's like a lot of, more and more every year, a lot of ways to either meet, well, not really meet them because there's no like meet and greets yet, but like see them in real life, go to viewings like that. So I think it's gonna keep growing even more, and obviously if there's an event like that near you and you can attend, I really recommend it because it's gonna show that we like...
Yeah, and I really think it's important, but because as you said, you mentioned both Sailor Moon things. So what happened is almost 2 years ago, they did... So Nelke, the company who's making the Sailor Moon musical, which makes a lot of musicals, you guys know. Yeah. So they did the streams in the movie theaters. And obviously that seems to have worked because when we went, like the room was almost full. Yeah. And then they actually brought the actual Sailor Moon cast to North America to have shows. So I feel like it really was like they were testing the waters.
Yeah.
Which really shows that like when they're doing something, go support.
Yeah, and it's a really good idea also to start with Sailor Moon. That's something that like in every country people like it, so
exactly. And like I just want to mention the fact that like I often look at like Broadway news and like North American theater news, and there actually were a bunch of articles about Sailor Moon, so it was so amazing to see like these big like Broadway.com being like 2.5D musicals.
Oh my god.
You know, I was like, oh my god, I'm like going crazy over here. This is amazing, like best of both worlds.
So yes, both to encourage it, and also I just think it's like an amazing experience, even if it's just a viewing. This is sharing that with everyone in the room.
Exactly. And I mean, you can bring your friends too. Yeah. Like, even if they don't know it yet. I mean, it's such an amazing event. Like, it would be great to really, like, introduce people that way. But sometimes things are not always outside of Japan. And you may have the chance to go to Japan. So, if you're an international fan who does have the opportunity to travel to Japan, there are still some ways. They're making it easier for us to get tickets and go see shows in Japan. So for example, a really big franchise, such as the Prince of Tennis, Haikyuu, and My Hero Academia stage play adaptations, they actually open English ticketing websites at the same time as general sales open on Japanese platforms. So basically the site is fully in English. They accept international credit cards. They don't care about your address. And basically, you just pick up the ticket at the counter once you get to the play, which is really great. So let's say the Prince of Tennis show you want to see is in 2 months, but you're not going to be in Japan before those 2 months. You can still buy your ticket from your country, and then when you get there you pick it up and everything. So it's really, really an amazing opportunity. I also know Takarazuka shows, like all of them, they always have English ticketing services. Otherwise, you can also join the 2.5D Musical Association's 2.5D Friends Club. You'll remember last month we did talk about the 2.5D Musical Association. Their goal is really to make things more worldwide. So you can join basically this fan club, which has free membership. So it's totally free, and you get newsletters about stage play stuff, and you also get a chance to apply for their lottery that precedes general sales. So it's basically, you know, there's like the fan club lotteries, and after that you can still like do a lottery before the general sales. This is going to be really interesting for more popular things. I'll have to be honest though, I only applied once when I tried going to Ensemble Stars, and I didn't get tickets. But I mean, the option is there, and it's just one more chance to try it. So it's really, and it's just great that they offer that. Then I have something that's a bit more particular, but I just want to talk about it because it's so amazing.
It's so wholesome.
It is. So this one actor, Spee, he plays Tonbokiri in the Touken ranbu musical. And he's also in other things like King of Prism and all that. So back in August 2017, so that's pretty much, it's a long while ago, like before the 2.5D Friends thing existed, you know? So he posted an English tweet asking like, hey, are you one of my fans from outside of Japan? Do you want to come to my event? Just let me know and I'm going to talk to my staff and see what we can do. His whole tweet in English, like asking that. I remember at the time I was like, hey, sorry, I won't be in Japan anymore, but it's so amazing that you're doing this. And now he seriously, each time he has an event, and he has about 2 events per year, I would say. Each time, his management, they do open a lottery that's only for international fans. And that, like, and so I said, like, in August, I was like, oh, this is all nice of you. I wish I could come. And then when I went in February the next year, he actually did it. And I was like, I need to go, you know, just to, like, show him how amazing it is that he's doing this. So I was like, okay, I gotta go. And I even, like, wrote him a letter that was like, you know, thank you so much for doing this, because it's really hard for OVERSEA fans to get tickets. So you're like, really amazing. Thanks. So yeah, it's really amazing. And the best thing about that is like, they're so like, you really see that they want international fans to come, because the thing is, usually for lotteries, you know, you have to pay for your ticket immediately. I remember things like the Fate, what is it called? The Fate series?
Their Grand Order?
Yeah, exactly. So their first stage play, you had 24 hours to pay for your ticket. 24 hours. Like, you want a ticket? pay it right now.
You're at work while you get the notification.
There you go. Exactly. So usually, like when you win a lottery, it's like a one cost because you have to pay for it right now. But SPI, it's like, hey, international fan, you want to come? Great, please come. You can pay
at the door.
Wow. So that means they're like keeping a seat, hoping that you're gonna show up. And when you do, okay, now you can pay and you get a ticket. And it was such an amazing experience. And I hope more actors can learn from that, because I was like just so thankful and like it's amazing. I'm like really emotional right now.
Good boy.
Excellent boy. Yes. Otherwise, if you're already in Japan but you don't have a phone and you don't have an address or whatever, there's still you can buy tickets directly at the convenience store. So you just like show up to the computer, you pick the show, get your ticket, you pay at the counter. You can even pay at the convenience store with your credit card, like your Visa from Australia or whatever. So it's like really useful. So there's ways of getting tickets.
Yes. Yeah, there's another thing we're gonna touch on that's not related to...
I have to talk about fan clubs first.
Really?
Yeah, it's short though.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm really talking for a very long time. I am sorry. But this is gonna be pretty quick. So there's also the fan club concept, which we talked about earlier. And most fan clubs, they actually accept international credit cards. So, and there's even some fan clubs, such as the General Touken Musical fan club and Kuroba Mario's fan club, that when you log in, you can actually put it in English.
Wow.
Which is like, obviously, they want us to be here if they're putting it in English. And it's basically, you're just paying a monthly or annual adhesion fee that goes directly into the actor or his management's pockets. So it's a really great way to support an actor, even if you can't be in Japan, even if you can't pay for the DVDs that are like $100, you can still like give a bit of money to your actor, like, hey, I'm here and I love you. And also, if you plan on going to Japan and going to shows, it really helps applying for tickets, because as mentioned, sometimes you need like a phone number, a Japanese phone number to get a ticket. But if you're in a fan club, so for example, I feel like I'm really like going hard with the Tomyu and Mario today. But basically, for example, if you're applying for musical Tokananbu tickets, if you're already in the fan club of either one of the actors or the general fan club for Tomyu, you can just apply directly for your ticket without needing a Japanese phone number.
They already know like you're a real person.
Exactly. So that really, really helps. And yeah, it's really, really useful.
Yay.
Okay, now I let you talk.
Okay. So yeah, something that's not necessarily related to buying things or watching things is more like the behavior on social network when you're an international fans. So we're gonna go over a few things that I think are important to be said.
You don't want to scare the actors.
Exactly, because
you want them to want to see you.
I think we have a conception maybe either from like idols or actors in our countries or like K-pop stars that they're so popular that they're never gonna see what you see, what you say on their, either like on your Twitter account or just like replying to them, mentioning them, replying to their Instagram. But the truth is, like, most of the times, not only do the actors see it, like their managers will see it, the staff will see it, the big companies will see it. For example, this week, actually, Enter Stage, which is the YouTube account that does a lot of digest, so like the little review videos for a show, they posted a tweet in English saying like, please don't repost our videos, because if you keep doing that, we're not going to be allowed to do it anymore. So like, even a company like that sees what you're doing, so just like be careful on social networks. Just like imagine everything you're saying not on your private, like anyone can see it. And obviously the same thing when you're replying to the actors, even if it's in English. Like, just imagine if you're replying in English, like, what does your tweet look like without cultural context? Like, for us, some expressions, like, they make sense for us, but for them, they'd be like, what does that mean?
It could even look like an insult.
Yeah, it could even look like if you're calling them daddy or something like that. That sounds so weird. Like,
am I old?
Yeah, and like maybe like run your tweet through Google Translate or something to see if it could like come out as something that sounds really wrong in Japanese. So yeah, just be careful when you're tweeting either in English or like if you're not confident in your Japanese, like there's no shame in asking someone like, is this weird? Is this okay? So yeah.
I just want to continue what you're saying. I just checked something. So as we said, okay, let's say. So you're a fan of K-pop and you like the very popular group BTS.
Oh.
The latest tweet on their account,
Is it like, stop embarrassing us?
No. There are, the latest tweet, 129,000 replies. Okay?
Yeah, I don't think the boys are gonna go through
100,000 people reply to the tweet. Obviously, they are not gonna read all of those tweets. They will not see. And if you're comparing, I went to see, okay, Sato Ryuji is really popular. Yeah. His latest tweet has 426 replies. And that is a lot. Because, let's say, Mario's recent tweet has 30 replies.
Yeah, especially if you're replying to a tweet that's like, good morning. There's not going to be, a lot of replies. So they're probably going to see it.
Exactly. So that's, really what people have to remember. They're going to see what you're saying. So, please be careful.
If you make a fool out of yourself, you're just making all of us look bad, too.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, I guess I won't go to, I don't know, Australia. These people call me daddy. But yeah, and the thing is, it's not just the actors who are gonna see. There's also gonna be news websites, interviewers, photographers, managers, and even other fans, they are going to browse social networks. So you really have to be conscious about reposting videos, pictures.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. You don't want to give the fans Japan a bad image of us either. You don't want to get there and all the Japanese fans are international fans are so weird.
Right? You want to show that you're the same as everyone else, and you're just here because you love the actors like everyone else does. Especially on public platforms, try being careful, no screen caps, animated GIFs, clips, and all that. Really have to be careful with that. You did mention enter stage, so really what they say is if you're doing this, posting a screen cap of our video, we could get banned, and you're not gonna get videos anymore, and even just an example, to show you how obvious it is that people are seeing. I actually want an interviewer who interviewed Mario for BuzzFeed. I actually translated a part of that interview, and the interviewer actually quote retweeted and said, "Oh, it's in English now. Thank you so much." So people, they're so nice, but we really shouldn't take advantage of their kindness,
Don't
right?
take advantage of them being so open with us.
Exactly, and they're open and they are gonna see what you're doing. So please be careful. And another example, so this is just one example amongst many others, but Ishiwatari Mashu, he was the main character in Makai Oji, which is a musical that is really great, by the way. So that musical actually got uploaded in its entirety on YouTube. And Mashu and his management, they actually know, and they were at his they actually mentioned it twice on an event. It's kind of weird, the whole thing is on YouTube. So they do see those things. That's really the thing you have to remember. It's it's not BTS where they have 129,000 replies per tweet.
And if they Google BTS on YouTube, you're gonna have millions of videos. So
exactly, but these are just they're just guys. I mean, I think some of them have less followers than a bunch of normal people do, So they're seeing this stuff. So please be careful. We just want to show them that we're here to support them.
And we're just like everyone else.
Exactly. So that was it.
Yeah, sorry for scolding all of you.
Yeah, no, we weren't scolding. It's advice, and obviously we have made a bunch of mistakes in the past, and we're all starting for somewhere, and it's totally okay. But we just have to think about the things we're doing sometimes. Yeah, and we want to make them boys happy.
Yes.
Yeah. So, talking about boys.
Yes, the next segment is going to be a lot more exciting.
Yes. Actually, there's a concept this month.
Yes.
Because we're you see, it's kind of suspicious. We keep talking about musical touken ranbu, but we did not mention that there was a new show. But there is a new show with a new cast.
I think we do that even if there wasn't a new show. Yes. So there's the new cast was finally announced. And every time there's 6 members, and this time there's actually only 2 returning members. So Speed, that we mentioned earlier, and Otamotorio, and the other 4 of them are, well, one of them is new to the scene.
Yes, totally new.
Actually 2 of them we already know, so we thought we'd share some things about them for you to get to know them before like rehearsals start and you start seeing them everywhere.
Yes, new swords.
Yes. So I'm going to start with Tamura Shogo, who's going to play Kotegiri Go. He was born in 1998. I actually didn't know that. I was
he's way younger than I thought. Oh
right?
my god.
I was like, oh my god, he's a baby. So when he started acting, he was 18.
Sounds right.
And his first role was in Prince of Tennis. That I actually keep mentioning this show because it's so good. The Segaku versus Yote in third season. He played Jiro. And
since he was in that team, it means he knows Miura Hiroki.
yes,
right?
who plays Iekiri. I'm trying to think, like, I have a bunch of things to say. I don't know where to start. But yes, I'd actually give that show specifically a watch if you're interested in him. And also the backstage, because, like, that team's chemistry are, like, super cute. They're all, like, super cuddly and super good friends. So you'd get, like, a good idea of his personality. And I think he's gonna
And
mesh...
bonus Miura.
Yes! He's gonna mesh well with all the other boys, I think. Because, like, he's always so friendly and he has so many friends. It's so cute. And the other thing that I actually haven't seen yet, but I know a lot of people have watched it, it's Rice on Stage.
Yeah.
He's the main character, and as the title says, it's literally a show about rice. And from what I've seen, the characters are kind of similar, and I think the best thing about him on stage is, like, his energy, and, like, he's so cute, he's so funny, he's, like, so outgoing. So it's gonna be fun to see him on Tomyu, because his character is kind of, like, flamboyant too.
Yeah.
So, like, he's gonna be tiny and cute and excited.
Definitely. Oops.
Yes, it's time for the big boy.
Yeah, so that was a very small, cute boy. And now we're moving on to Tanaka Ryosei, who's going to be the new Otegine. So he was born in 1994 and he started acting at 19, so he's still also pretty young, you know, a bunch of young boys.
My age.
You may know him as Inui from Prince of Tennis musical, same generation as
Yes.
Tamura Shogo,
So
actually.
you can kill one bird with two birds with one stone.
You can kill one stone with two birds. He also more recently played Homare in A3, and he's been in countless more 2.5D productions. I'm gonna name a bunch. Dance with Devils, Show by Rock, Yugeki, Kuroko's Basketball, and now Touken. We love him. So basically, Ryosei is from the agricultural coastal prefecture of Niigata. He moved to Tokyo for studies, and he's talked a few times about, like, lonely and homesick he's felt in Tokyo. And I actually have a little story about that. So he's still friends with the first friend he made in university when he moved to Tokyo. And I went to his fan meeting in July 2017, and Ryosei actually invited his friend from university. So it's just like this normal guy who Ryosei knows from university, and they actually played a song together. So his friend was playing the guitar and Ryosei was singing a song that he wrote, which was all about, like, nostalgic lyrics about his hometown, and I started crying because it was the first time I wasn't away from my country for so long, so I was like, I'm bonding right now, Ryosei, thank you.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, and what really makes him stand out... Okay, can I be shallow first? Because I feel like most people are just talking about that, and I'm like, you know, you're doing the right thing. Because, like, okay, let's be real. The guy is 188 centimeters, which is tall as heck. Very tall. Taller than any other musical Tokananbu boy. And, like, I think there's, like, maybe 2 actors who are taller than him in this industry, you know? 97 centimeter inseam of his pants. That actually trended on Twitter when he was announced. People were just like, hey, he has long legs. Let's trend that. And, like, his hands are huge. It's like, he's just, like, big everywhere. But he has, like, such a unique, beautiful face.
Yes.
And he has freckles all over, which, you know, is pretty rare. Like, I feel like a lot of actors, they always have foundation. They're
Looks
hiding.
like a Barbie doll.
Yes, he's like a beautiful, gorgeous, perfect Barbie doll. And then, like, all the freckles. Oh,
Yes.
God. I'm, like, so inspired right now. Yes. And not only is he beautiful and gigantic, but he also has a beautiful personality. Isn't that great? So it's actually really funny because there's such this contrast in him. Because his personality, he's just, like, he's so chill, he's calm, relaxed. It's like everything is happening around him and he's just like, this is chill. And then when you meet him, it's like, suddenly I have no stress anymore. I'm just calm because he's so calm. And yet when he's on stage, he is a whole damn thing. Like, flamboyant, so extra, like ridiculous, hilarious.
He definitely has like a very, very specific typecast, but he's really good about it, even though it's like so different from him off stage.
Yeah, and like, I mean, that's why I'm surprised he's otegine, because I was expecting him to be like
Shizuka,
someone like really beautiful, like a queen, you know,
tall goddess.
Yeah, there we go, exactly, that's him. But I guess he's otogine, so it's gonna be something interesting.
Yeah.
So if you want to get to know him before seeing him in touken ranbu, the one thing I'd recommend is musical Aho Aru Tetsudo. I feel like we're gonna have to talk about this musical.
Just watch it.
Just watch it. Period. Okay, that's over.
Well, no, because I feel like you have to watch some. No, you don't have to watch tennis first. You have to like be familiar with some of the actors because it makes everything so much funnier.
It does, but like, so basically this is a comedy musical about personified trains. So it's trains, but they're people. But you know, that's not surprising.
No,
we're like talking about
Japan.
swords, but we're people. So this is train, but they're people. So Ryosei's character, Ryosei plays a gay nudist train who cosplays Hatsune Miku. Period. That is it. That is my description. I think that is all you need to know to want to watch musical Aho Aru Tetsudo to see Ryosei. So there you go, Tanaka Ryosei and Tamura Shogo, who are two of the 4 new actors.
Yes.
The other 2 are Kurumu Okamiya and Nakada Hiroki.
Yes, hopefully we're gonna get to talk about them soon too.
Yes.
We're just waiting to see more of them, but I guess if you're one of the people who answered that they really like Tsukiste, maybe you already love Nakada Hiroki.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Nakada Hiroki around a lot, and he's honestly really handsome.
Yeah,
and
he's
he's
really,
so
really
cute.
pretty.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And Kurumu is like brand new to acting. I think he's had like 1 role in 1 TV drama, so it's like really exciting for him to get to be Tsurumaru. So eventually, like, we want to get to know them, and then we can like...
Yes, there's not a single sword boy we don't like. So
Exactly, we love them.
We're sure we're gonna get to love them. Okay.
Now we do not talk about swords anymore. Okay, finish.
Yes, kind of. There's a few swords in there. I think maybe...
Okay, so
yeah, this is already pretty long, so...
Okay, the highlighted production of the week, we chose to talk about...
Club SLAZY!
Yay! Welcome, ladies. We are SLAZY.
Yes! So, are we gonna talk about when it was first, or do I just go ahead and, like, explain what it is?
You know what? Maybe I'm gonna start with the cast. So people, like, they listen because they're like, oh yeah, this person's gonna be in it?
Yeah, otherwise no one cares.
No! You have to care. This is why we're highlighting things.
Yes.
So the recurring actors are Oyama Masashi, Otamo Tohiro, Yonehara Kosuke, Kato Ryosuke, Izawa Yuki, and there's also a lot of like popular actors in it, such as Watanabe Daisuke, Kimeru Higashi Keisuke, aka Ton-chan.
Yes.
Like, I mean, do people know who we're talking about if we just say like, yeah, Keisuke? No, it's Ton-chan.
No, it's Ton-chan.
It's Ton-chan.
So it's actually there's a bunch of them. The first one was in December 2013, and then did I skip one? Oh no, it's just really close together. Sorry. The second one was in December 13. The third was in 14, and then after that there was another one in 15. So it's pretty much every year-ish. And Another World came out in 2016, and the final came out in December 2016. Mm-hmm. And there was also a TV drama which we haven't watched yet. We need to do that.
We do.
And that was from October 17 from March 18. The years. I realized it was confusing. And there was also a few extra. There's Love SLAZY. I think there's 2 of them if I'm not wrong. I haven't seen them. And there's song collections, and they did like a live show or something on TV. So there's a bunch of them. But like the last ones they did were called The Final. So maybe it's over. Maybe
it's been a while since the TV series was the last thing they did, and it's been a few years already.
Yeah, there wasn't anything this year about it.
Yeah, but it's worth watching.
Yes,
now
really.
The shows, yes.
Yeah, and the actors in it are still like super relevant, I think.
They are.
So it's produced by Clie, which also did Messiah, if anyone knows about it.
Yeah.
You might see like some similarity between the actors actually. And how to watch it? All the DVDs are on Amazon Japan, so it's easy to get if you want them. And I think I saw that there was streaming for the latest ones, but I'm not sure if it's region
You know
locked.
what? Actually, I think
it's on Rakuten TV. Do you know if that's region locked?
Rakuten TV. I actually have never used it.
Yeah.
And I just got confused. I thought it was on DMM, but Messiah's in
But like,
DMM.
I just googled like Club SLAZY streaming or something like that, and like a bunch of things came up. So I'm sure like the latest ones you could possibly find. Maybe it's on DMM or something. And it's a musical. The plot is like it's a men's cabaret, and only selected customers can come in. The idea is like that you leave like your sadness and all your worries at the door and just enjoy the show with beautiful boys. And so yeah, at the beginning and at the end there's a lot of musical numbers, and on top of that, that's like the cabaret portion, there's also like all the drama going on between the boys, like behind closed doors, and it's like it's really funny, and actually all of the characters have really funny names. That's like something to highlight, like Cool Beans and
Cool
Jiggy.
Beans
Cool Beans is the best name and the best boy. And yeah, I think why you might be interested in it, other than like how silly it is that most of the boys get a solo song at the beginning. So if you're interested in any of the actors we named, they like definitely have a song in there, and most of the songs are pretty good, and like there's a lot of personality in them. So the stories for us were kind of hit or miss every show, but the characters are really good, so I think it makes up for them. Yeah. They're all really like colorful characters, and it's full of fan service, but it's more like, oh, we want like the audience to have fun with us than like
cheap
like host club stuff, I guess, which
like
gets kind of cringy.
Oh god,
it's not like that at all. Like
not host chan PTSD. Oh god.
So there's like fan service, and they're like, ooh, ladies, but it's not like too much. It's really cute.
Yeah, I feel like we should have led with my reason why people would be interested. Japanese Magic Mike.
Exactly.
That is what it is.
Yes, so I was actually going to say like the fan service reminds me of Magic Mike, because it's just like, hey girls, you want to have fun?
Girls and boys,
yes,
please.
Yes.
Yeah, so like that's why people should be interested.
Yes, sorry, I just went on and on.
No, it's totally okay. I was like, you kind of understand the plot better than I do, because it's been a while. But what I was gonna say is the other reason why I think people would be interested is that the music is like really, really catchy.
It's really, and they like reuse some songs, but all the boys have their own song.
Yeah, exactly. But that's so fun, because I mean, like, you know, we just sang like the intro song. We haven't watched it in 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't really remember all the plot, but I sure do remember the songs though. So yeah, no, it's just a lot of fun to watch. Great cast, and they look gorgeous as well.
Yes. Oh my god, yes. The outfits are really good, and like I think all the boys have their real hair, so it's like natural.
Yeah, exactly, natural beauty. There we go.
Yes.
So that is it for this month.
We kept it under an hour. I was getting
kind of god, worried. How much did we talk? Oh Jesus Christ! And there's still more coming up.
Yes.
Secret episode coming soon. Part-time episode.
I really want to like Google what Tonchan's character name is, because it's been bothering me since yesterday.
Because it's not like VP, it's like something else. What is Tonchan's name?
Are you googling it?
I'm gonna Google live reaction to Tonchan's Club SLAZY name. Okay. I mean, I was like, how do I
bet like someone knows that's listening and is like,
come on, but it's obvious. Tonchan's name is. Where is the character? Oh, okay. I go like into Koan, and then the latest one.
His name is easy because it's just one last.
It's
Will.
Okay.
No, now that I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, it's Will.
Yeah, Will. Obviously.
Okay.
So,
goodbye, everyone.
Okay. Bye.
Oh, I love you, man.
Love you, man, too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.